All right, so folks, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this started. As stated before this, my name is Bernard with Insurance Advisors Direct, and we're here on our Life Insurance Tuesday. And actually, this is a kind of special for me because the carrier that we're going to introduce to you all is National Life Group. Uh, National Life Group is actually, I started out with them as a financial advisor with Equity Service and National Life of Vermont before they changed on over. One of the oldest insurance companies in America. I mean, they were at the forefront of universal life, index universal life, and fixed indexed annuities. So I'm not going to give it justice. So we have Daniel with us from National Life Group, and he's going to give you guys the skinny on National Life Group. So Daniel, my friend, take it away.
I appreciate you, Bernard, and good morning to everybody. I hope that you're having a fantastic start to your week. And as Bernard is sharing with you guys today, I'm here to talk to you guys about a new carrier that Insurance Advisor Direct has started the relationship with, although Bernard has known her for some time, but it's a great time to talk to you all about who we are and get for you guys to get to know who we are. As Bernard said, my name is Daniel Ulloa. I am Director of Independent Distribution for National Life Group, and being actually with National Life Group for just about 9 years. So I tell you is we have a great story as far as the company is concerned, and we have also some of the uh, best times to really be talking about the things that we're going to be talking about based on everything that we have all gone through over the past year and a half and seeing what the availability and everything that is happening out there in our industry in respect to products and carriers. So that's why I like to call our presentation Here for Good. Here for Good, I think, has a good meaning, especially now that we're looking at things that have happened in the industry and people not being able to sell different products or carriers that I think every week it almost seems like we hear about a carrier getting out of the industry or that they're being bought out or different things like that. So I think that having that theme of Here for Good really resonates today with what the rest of the outlook of the industry is, and that we at National Life Group actually appreciate what our independence is as a mutual carrier, and then also appreciate what we're going to be able to do in the coming future to continue to evolve and give you guys the access to different things that will serve your different clientele. So at National Life Group, just so to give you a couple of numbers for you, those of you guys, many of you guys new to us, we have over a million customers. Last year, we issued over 159,000 policies. But the number that I like to talk about is the one at the bottom. That's the $3.1 billion that you see right there. That is the total benefits that we paid out last year in all of our claims. So, and also different different uh, things that we credited to the client. So whether it is through a dividend in a whole life, or whether it is a an index gain in our index product, or through a fixed product in universal life. That $3.1 billion represents all of the benefits that we paid out. I think that many times we may run into people, and I hear advisors run into people saying that, how do we know that this company is going to do what they say they're going to do? And I don't think that there is a better statistics or better anything that I can give you than to talk about this number that I think represents very well how as a company we're going to show up whenever we are then there for your client and they need us the most. So $3.1 billion just in 2020. alone was the number that we paid in benefits, and that number, of course, as time continues to go on, continues to grow as well as we continue to grow as a company. We did over $354 million of life insurance last year. I can tell you that now that we are over halfway through the year, we're actually on pace to do closer to $450 million this year. So our growth as a company continues, and we have been the fastest growing life insurance in the United States over the past decade. Annuities are also dear to us, and as Bernard was saying, we are one of the original people actually to get into this market. We were actually the company that invented flexible premium annuities. So those people that want to contribute in a monthly basis or in a quarterly basis, etc. We came out with that back in actually 1996, and that's a business that not many people are out there participating in the industry, and we continue to grow it. And last year we did $151 million of that premium alone. And then on the single premium side of the business of annuities, we did $786 million. And this year, actually, we continue to grow both of those lines of business as well, just like our life that you've been hearing. So we'll probably be doing closer to 180 of flexible premium annuity business this year, and probably closer to about $1 billion of single premium annuities as well this year. So although last year was rough years for some companies out there, and for many also people out there in their business, I can tell you that at National Life Group, actually, we were able to grow our assets, and those have grown to the tune of $38 billion, as you see right there. And everything that is a sign of a healthy company, from whenever you look at a balance sheet, it continues to actually grow. So important for you guys to know this, of course, so you know that as a company, we continue to get better, and we're going to be able to deliver in those promises that you guys are making to your clients. So all of those things continue to grow. And because of that, we actually have achieved that we're the number one provider of index annuities in sponsored retirement plans in the United States. And then also, we're the number one seller of index universal life in the country. And then whenever it comes to the overall look of business of roughly about 1,000 companies that sell life insurance in the United States, we sit at number 9 today. So our numbers continue to grow, our ranking continue to grow, and one of the best things of all of this as well is that actually we're an A-rated carrier across the board, and actually S&P and Moody's, they actually improved our ratings earlier this year. And at a time where the rest of the industry is looked at in a negative outlook because of interest rates, etc., we as a company were the only company that has been able to actually get a upgrade, and not even just upgrade, get a positive outlook also in the future. And we're very proud of that we're able to continue to deliver on this in the middle of a pandemic, and also in the middle of things that are happening out there that are affecting our industry. So as a company, we are going to turn 173 years old this year, and we are going to continue also to have our independence as a mutual company. That is something that we do not want to get away from, and continue to deliver the things that we have been delivering out there in the industry. So with that being said, I want to take a quick pause right here and then see if you guys have any questions at all about who National Life Group is as a company, or any of the things that I have kind of talked about in there as well.
So if you guys have any questions, just type them in for us.
As you may type a question in, just something that I will mention, is that National Life Group, we have under our umbrella two companies, National Life of Vermont and Life of the Southwest, LSW. And the reason why we do that is we actually are able to provide our products in all states, including New York. So National Life of Vermont, that paper, it's actually what we use to do business in New York. And if you're writing business outside of New York, then you would use that LSW Life of the Southwest paper in order for us to pay regular commissions to you guys. So we're able to do them business everywhere because of that. But both of those companies are owned by National Life Group and fall under our umbrella. So I don't see that we have any questions so far, so I'm gonna keep plugging along here. And we, as a company, we're actually a company that back in 1937, we changed a little bit of that conversation as to what your traditional definition of life insurance is. And what do I mean by that? Is that your traditional definition of life insurance, if you ask anybody, or if you guys would think about what that traditional is typically going to be somebody that there's a policy that's going to pay out a benefit in case somebody dies. We started introducing what are living benefits into the business. And again, we started doing this back in 1937. And that kind of changed the conversation from as opposed to being a product that is just a product that is going to pay out a benefits in case somebody passes away. Now, actually, is a product that can pay also whenever somebody is alive. So, what do I mean by when I say somebody is alive? Our policies are going to pay out benefits through our living benefits when somebody is also can get sick and things like that. So we changed that conversation and we have been very successful at continuing to improve those living benefits to now be something that is pretty relevant in the industry. So what are those living benefits, or as we also refer them to, accelerated benefit riders? Those are going to be the terminal illness, chronic illness, critical illness, and critical injury. So all these benefits that you see right here that I'm going to be talking to you guys about, they are going to come in all of our products included at no additional cost to your client. One of the things that many times when I'm talking about our products, many people that are looking at us for the first time, they may get the impression that given that we're giving all of this to the client, that our products are going to be very expensive. And I'm happy to tell you that you will be very surprised as to how competitively priced our products are across the board, even through with all these benefits that you see in here. So what's a terminal illness? A terminal illness is going to be somebody that is diagnosed with 2 years or less to live, or so 24 months or less to live. There is no waiting period. It's paid as a lump sum distribution, and the client can do whatever they want with that money. So basically, what we're looking at is anybody that has any type of policy with us, whether it's a term, a whole life, IUL, UL, if they get a terminal illness, they're diagnosed with 24 months or less to live, regardless of the reason why, we're going to be able to basically pay them up front for them to be able to access part of their death benefit while they're still alive. So we have people that have done that, that have utilized it for get experimental treatment for different cancers, or we've seen people that have taken that money to do a final trip with the family. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but it really is a nice benefit to have embedded into the product. And what comes out to be the payment is going to be about 90% of that death benefit. So let's just say somebody has $100,000 benefit. Then if they get diagnosed with 2 years left to live, basically we give them that choice to either wait until they pass away so the beneficiary can receive the $100,000, or they could access $90,000 up front while they're still alive to do whatever they want. So that's basically what we're looking at whenever you're looking at what the terminal illness definition is going to be. We don't only have terminal illness, though. We have a chronic illness rider. Chronic illness rider is somebody that cannot perform 2 out of 6 activities of daily living. So you guys may have heard before of long-term care insurance. This basically is the exact same definition. So what are those activities of daily living? Bathing, continence, dressing, eating, toileting, and transferring. And the other thing is that not only if they can do 2 out of 6, but then if they have a cognitive impairment, they're also going to be able to qualify for a benefit. And we pay them a benefit that is going to be paid out in a monthly basis. So then they can utilize it also for whatever they want in order to continue to have that life and pay for maybe somebody to come take care of them at home or whatever it is that they need, because we also don't have restrictions as to what do they need to use this money for. So chronic illness rider also comes included, again, in a great benefit for those clients that especially now as we're getting to really no carriers out there that are really offering a long-term care product, and it's becoming more and more difficult to access this type of care. And then we have a critical illness and injury. What are a critical illness and injury? They are going to be uh, specific conditions that a client could have. So as you're seeing here, are going to be things like cancer, blindness, heart attack, major organ transplant, a stroke, aplastic anemia, cystic fibrosis, sudden cardiac arrest, comas, paralysis, severe burns, traumatic brain injury, etc. You have a total of 17 conditions that your client is going to be covered for, depending on how severe the condition is. So I'm going to give you an example of, of severance. So let's just say that somebody has a heart attack and it was a minor heart attack, so they're going to be up and walking tomorrow. So life expectancy hasn't really changed. You have somebody else that could have a heart attack, and then whenever they have a heart attack, they have quadruple bypass surgery, therefore completely different end of the spectrum. So each of these conditions are going to be covered, and how much they're going to pay out, they're going to be specifically based on how severe the conditions that they have is. So as you look at it in here, and if I put this all into perspective for you, you have the ability with us to sell a life insurance policy, and that is going to have all these living benefits included into the product at no additional cost to your client. So again, one of my favorite things that I tell people to ask clients out there or prospects is, does your life insurance pay you while you're still alive? And I think that that really has a great meaning because it goes against what your traditional definition of life insurance is. And it really opens up that conversation of, what do you mean? What do you mean, does my life insurance pay me while I'm still alive? And that's the type of things that we're bringing to the table that makes us so competitive, and again, has put us into that uh, fast track, as I was mentioning, of being the fastest growing life insurance company over the past decade. So I'm gonna again take a quick pause right here and then ask to see if you guys have any questions about any of these living benefits that we've gone over so far.
Dan, you have a quick question. Does the accelerated, are they on all of the policy, on all of the products, from universe, from term to the whole life product? Are they on each and every single one of them?
Yes, so they are gonna be in all of the products, so there is no
Okay.
exceptions. The only time that you will not see one of these benefits included is once somebody becomes to be highly rated. So they have several conditions that we're still gonna insure them, but we may say, yes, we'll give you a, your regular life insurance death benefit, but your policy may not include like a critical illness or something like that, but that you will only see that in about probably 3 to 5% of the cases that you submit over, and that's because of people that now are heavily sick. So then that's how we cover for that risk.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. So I don't see any other questions. So if I go, then here's what we have. We have a term products. So term being, the most basic product that exists out there from a life insurance standpoint. We're going to have a 10, 15, 20, and 30-year term that those are the length of time that your client can choose to buy from us. Um, and then we also have an annual renewable term. An annual renewable term is going to be the cheapest term product to start, but every year as it renews, the price continues to go up. So as opposed to a 10, 15, 20, and 30-year term where your price is going to be fixed for that time that you're buying that product, and annual renewable term will go up every year as it continues to renew, but it can be renewed all the way to age 99. So our term products, I will tell you, uh, are very, very competitive price wise. You can compare it just to about anybody else out there in the industry, and it will be right there on price, if not cheaper, most of the time. And what makes it also such a great product to also lead with is that it comes with all those living benefits. So now I'll tell you, most carriers out there do not have living benefits or any of those things that we went over in their term portfolio. So not only are we competitive from a price standpoint, but also we're giving the client a lot more things that they can access. And one of my favorite statistics about term insurance, in a way, is that of all the term insurance that is sold in the United States, only about 2% of those term policies end up paying out. And that's because term insurance is typically designed to expire prior to somebody's life expectancy. Now, why do I say that's one of my favorite statistics whenever it comes to talking about this? Is because the living benefits actually take that statistic and make it something that is going to be much more now available to your clients. And what do I mean by that? Think about the chances of somebody that is a 50-year-old, let's just say, that could pass away or that they could have cancer. The chances of them having cancer is much greater. Same thing with a heart attack and a stroke, and a lot of the things that we talked about. So by just having this living benefits that we talked about inside just our term product, the chances of a policy from National Life Group paying out go from 2% to almost 7%, just because having those living benefits included in there. So definitely a great, great value add to your clients uh, if they already have a term insurance out there. We also have fixed universal life. And, the rest of the products are going to be permanent. And really, the main difference between all of them is going to be how do they basically earn interest, right? So they're all permanent, so meaning that they're all designed to be there until the end of the client's life, so to age 100 typically. And so as we look at that, you have three really different products to use from. You have a fixed universal life, which is a product that the company declares at the beginning of the year what the interest rate is going to be. And it's going to be a fixed rate, right? So they say, at the beginning of the year, for example, today you're looking at a 3%, 3.5% rate that those clients are getting. So their cash value as it grows inside their product is going to grow with that fixed return that we declare at the beginning of every year. A whole life product is going to be a dividend. It's going to be a dividend that the company declares at the end of the year. And that's going to be thing they're going to look at how the company did that year. And then depending on how the company did that year, then the company declares a dividend for those policyholders that have a dividend policy. So that's how whole life is going to grow as far as cash value accumulation. And then you have index universal life. Index universal life, which is now the fastest growing product in the market. And that's, as you guys may remember in the presentation, we're the number one seller of index universal life. Gives the client the ability to earn up to what we call a cap. So as opposed to having a fixed rate or a dividend, we tell the client in instead of doing those, we're basically going to give you a cap, which is the most that you can make in any given year, which today is going to sit about 9%. And then at the same time, though, you're going to have a floor, which the floor being, the worst that they could do in any given year, which today that, typically across the board is going to be 0%. So in any given year in our index universal life product, client is making anywhere between 0 to 9%. Long term, they are probably going to average somewhere around 7%. So index universal life is a product that is growing with potential, right? And many people, uh, as they may be more on the side of having things guaranteed, that's where you look at then a whole life product, because a whole life product, as long as that client makes that payment, the product is going to be there regardless of what the dividend rate that they earn throughout the life of the policy is. So you have that guaranteed. Well, that's where you go whole life. If you have somebody that understands the other side, which with index universal life, then the client has the ability to earn a lot more. Historically speaking, they should earn a lot more, but we cannot guarantee it because it's all based on how the index that they chose it performs, which typically, we're looking at like an S&P 500. So depending on the client, that's where those fall. And that's really going to be the difference between those products. And as we continue to have a series of webinars, we're going to take a deep dive into each product and learn all the ins and outs. But that's basically what you're looking at between those two products specifically that are the most sold in the market, Index Universal Life and Whole Life. And though the Whole Life, it is going to be a little bit more expensive than an Index Universal Life, again, because you have those guarantees built in. So you're looking at a premium that is going to be roughly between 30 to 40% more than what an Index Universal Life product is going to be. So you have those three products, and then all of three of those also will come with all the living benefits that we talked about, all the AVRs. And again, all of them will come at no additional cost. And then finally, we have a survivorship index universal life. That is more for estate planning purposes. There's two people that go into a policy and they both have to pass away in order for a policy to pay out. So we use those in estate planning cases, and then with business owners that are looking at to do buy-sell agreements or things like that. So as you see, our life portfolio is pretty much complete portfolio where anything that your client may need, we are going to have that solution for them and be able to do that. Now, I will tell you that our underwriting wise, how do these products work? Uh, Up to age 50 today, 50, we're doing up to $2 million of death benefit without requiring a paramed or blood or urine. Now, that does not mean that is a guaranteed issue product, meaning that we don't care what their medical condition is. That just means that we take the application from you guys and we're able to basically validate a lot of things through our data platforms that we have. So in about 98% of the cases, we are never going to ask for a paramed. And that again is in any of the products that you see in here up to age 50, up to $2 million. On the permanent products, on the fixed universal life and the whole life and IUL, we actually take that up to $3 million today. So we actually are able to do all that. And again, takes a lot of the headache out of the question. makes us able to issue cases faster as well, etc. And the average time from submission until we issue a policy, so time that you send it over to us until the policy is done and ready for your client, our average time today sits at about 6 business days. So things are pretty fast and moving pretty fast here at National Life Group as well. And then also taking away some of those pain points that we see many advisors have with clients by trying to schedule a blood and urine or exam or different things like that as well. Between ages 51 to 60, we do that up to $1 million. So again, we still cover the majority of the business that most people submit over our way. It's just that instead of 2 million, we do up to 1 million in that age category. And then between 61 to 65, we're gonna do up to $250,000 without pyramid blood and urine. So you have a lot of different things that you can take a look at. And again, we're here continuing to improve and making your business go fast and have the ability to offer all these products at a seamless, basically, experience out there. And also, we have added a mobile app that is both for you guys and one for the customers, which has, from what we heard, taken away a lot of the service work that you may have with your clients. So your client is able to download an app and be able to look in the app what their death benefit looks like, what the premium looks like, all the different things that they will want to know. And then also they're able to make changes through the app as well, which again makes your life easier so they don't have to be calling you for everything as well. So we're seeing a big positive feedback from different people out there on everything that we're doing from that regard as well. So I will tell you, uh, here at National Life, we continue to be uh, trending in that 172-year story with being a mutual company, and we're improving across the board in everything that has to do with our life or annuity side. Today, we focus on the life side, and as you see, you have access to everything that your client may need, and with those living benefits and changing those conversations to life insurance you don't have to die to use, really makes I can tell you can make a big impact in your business, in your prospects, and in your future clients to continue to develop your business. And we're here to help with that. And then the last thing that I will mention today, before I open up to any questions that you guys may have, is advanced markets. We do a lot of business in that advanced markets arena. That if you have business owners, clients, we have CPAs and lawyers that will help you design plans, etc., in order for you guys to be able to present different options to businesses in utilizing our life insurance and annuity plans, and also looking at tax savings, etc. So I appreciate you guys joining this morning. Bernard, thank you for setting everything up. And I want to open it up to any questions that you guys may have for me today about anything that I talked about today, or maybe anything that you guys may want to know that I haven't touched on today.
All right, folks, just type your questions in if you have any for Daniel. Okay, I guess not, Daniel. I would like to say, well, first off, thank you. And folks, I'm a big fan of National Life Group, and I'm glad that we finally was able to bring them on as one of our carriers. Um, you know, when the agents ask me to run illustrations for term insurance, I always go to one carrier because they offer the terminal, chronic, and critical illness living benefits rider, but National National Life Group takes it a step further with their critical injury and critical illness. So no, and it's all about, for me, bringing value to your customers. Daniel asked, do you have final expense product?
So great question. We are, that's the only thing that I would say that we do not participate on a market specifically for that. What I will say though is because of our pricing that we have, you will be surprised if you're looking at a $20,000, $15,000 death benefit final expense. And of course, as long as your client is relatively healthy, and compare it to what our lowest death benefit is, which is $50,000 in any of our permanent products. And the price difference is not going to be much. I've done several comparisons with different people in the past. And even if it's just a little bit more expensive, you're giving the client double or triple their death benefit, and also adding all those living benefits, which again, that's provided the client is in decent health. So, that's, one way to look at it and one arena that we work on. And also, just as I touched on that real quick on underwriting, we're not super stringent underwriting either. So what do I mean by that is that, just to give you an example, many carriers out there will not touch somebody that has diabetes. We will. We will insure somebody that has diabetes as long as it's controlled. So it can be type 1, type 2, but as long as they have that diabetes control, we can insure them, no problem. So that's what I wanted to take that caveat of saying, that they're in okay health, because I don't mean that they don't have any illnesses or they're not taking any medicine. I just mean that they don't have a lot of different conditions that would, make them a true final expense candidate.
And the other question was Daniel. I think I erased it. He also wanted to know, where can they get rate sheets, or do you have rate sheets on the whole life and maybe the term insurance?
So we don't have a rate sheet that to use per se. The way that we've done it is, just basically run an Illustrator software from us, but we also have the app that I was mentioning for agents. You can run a quote in about 20 seconds from there for any age. So we have also a very condensed version of an illustration software in the application, where you can pull that up and run a quote for term or IUL right there on the spot with the client. And again, it will take you 20 to 30 seconds to run it and have that rate that you're looking at.
Yeah. And it goes to show that, I mean, a lot of now final expense carriers, they have rate sheets, but more so carriers like Mass Mutual, North American, National Life Group, they don't have the rate sheets, but I'll be glad to run a comparative illustration for you to compare different insurance carriers against National Life of Vermont. All right, folks. So if that is it, Daniel, I mean, really appreciate it, my friend. Everybody on this call, I will reach out to you, just, thanking you for attending, and sending out the contracting, and you can take a better look at National Life Group. Like I said, I'm glad to have them on board with us. I'm going to be using them with my personal practice, and I hope you folks will use it as well, because it is an excellent carrier, very good products. So, all right, Daniel, is there anything else, my friend?
I think that's it for today. I appreciate you guys' time, and I look forward to building this relationship with Insurance Advisors Direct and all, everybody that belongs. And if there's anything that we can do to help, please let us know, and we'll be more than happy to help you with any comparisons, quotes, or anything else. And we'll be talking to you guys here in the near future. So I appreciate you guys' time this morning. I hope that you guys have a great rest of the week.
All right, guys, take care and have a great rest of the week as well. Take care now. Bye.